Welcome back, ladies and germs, to another episode of Mr. Harris's Cringy Videos. I want to start the video off by telling you guys another joke on this Thursday, February 20th, 2025. It's actually my birthday, but I'm down in Florida enjoying my time at Disney World. But here's the joke. My daughter told me this. She goes to school at Pewaukee and is in first grade. She came home and said, "Dad, why can't a nose be 12 inches long?" And I said, "I have no idea, Carolina." She said, "Well, because then it would be a foot." Get it? 12 inches foot? I thought it was pretty good. Anyway, let's get back to what we're going to be doing in class, what's expected of you on this Thursday. We're going to be continuing our marketing and branding unit. So the last two classes, you guys were working on getting the notes done using the presentation right here. There was a couple of videos you had to watch and answer some questions. But in here, you should have all the definitions and answers to these questions in your notes. Okay, and I said you could work with a partner. Today, though, we are no longer going to be working with partners. We're going to be working individually because everyone's going to be creating their own business to focus on. So, since this is all done, we're going to be scrolling down and going to your business part. The first thing I want you guys to do today is I want you to write down 3 options for a product or service that you can provide that matches something that you like, the skills you have or interests you have, and it meets the demand of our market. So our market is Waterford, Burlington, McGuanago, areas that are surrounding Waterford. Those are the people we should be focusing on. Next thing is your business must be a business that we could run out of the Fab Lab. So we could either run it out of the wood shop, out of the computer room here, or maybe out of the laser engraver design room next door. Okay, so you can use any of the woodworking machines, the 3D printers, the CNC machines, the laser engravers, or any of the design software that we have on the computers here in the computer room. So we have VCarve, which we use to do CNC work. We work with Canva and Tinkercad when we are doing laser engraving and cutting. We also use Tinkercad when we do any kind of 3D printing. And then again, all the tools we have out in the shop. Okay, so right here under 1, 2, and 3, these are 3 ideas that three products or services that you could provide someone in our local area. So for example, I would say I could provide people with cutting boards. Let's see what else. Maybe I want to restore old furniture, because we can use the wood shop and use the sanding and all that kind of stuff in our stain to make old furniture look brand new. And lastly, I'm going to say, oops, I spelled furniture wrong. Whoops. There we go. And lastly, I'm going to say 3D printed keychains, which is a project we'll be doing in 6th grade. All right, once you have your 3 ideas down on your packet, you're then going to decide which one you're actually going to focus your business on. So down here I have written for you, I will be focusing my business on woodworking, laser engraving, 3D printing, and or fabrication. So you're going to change that depending on what you choose. So I'm going to say I'm going to choose cutting boards. So I'm going to say I will be focusing my business on woodworking, period. I will be creating custom cutting boards for the surrounding areas, period. And that's all we need for the first part. 3 ideas of product or service, and you're going to narrow it down to your final idea. Once you have that done, we're going to scroll down and go to the branding and business name. So first off, what I want you guys to do is watch this short video here on what is branding and how it works. Okay? Then I want you to jot down 3 things you learned from the video above. 3 short things. Then we're going to jump into coming up with our business name. So the first step in branding is coming up with our company name. We want to keep it simple and to the point. So often it's a good idea for your name to include the type of product or service you're going to be offering and possibly your own actual name if you're the owner of the business. Do you have to have both of those in your name? No. Is it a good idea? Sometimes. Maybe you came up with a different name that means something to you and it doesn't have both those things in it. That's fine. But we want you to get creative. You can also consider things like alliteration, which are 2 or more words that start with the same letter. So that would be like Connor's Custom Cutting Boards or Connor's Cold Cuts, things like that. Okay. And then you can also use a less common word in place of a common word to make your business name stand out a little bit more. So something like this: excellent painters. Instead of having an E, you just have the capital X. Patriot lighting, so we're using Patriot if you're really into the United States. BS woodworking, Mr. Singer made this one, and that stands for Brad Singer Woodworking. Or you can just abbreviate everything. So like this one, Shield, SHIELD, and each of those stands for something. Mr. Singer also put this one down, and this is one of his favorite tag team groups of WWE. I don't know what it actually stands for. Okay. So you're going to come up with 5 different names for your business. Okay. If you're having trouble, you can use this name generator right here. I just went on Google and I typed in business name generator, and this is one that I found that works. So if it doesn't work for you, you can do the same thing. Go on Google and find one that does work. But when I click on it, it takes me to this page here. All right. And there we go. Just took a second for it to pop up. So it says, write a sentence to power the AI magic. For example, a coffee shop in a mountain village. I'm going to say a cutting board company in northern Wisconsin. All right. And it's going to take a second. And here we go. It came up with a bunch of different names for me. So pine board, north cut, rustic chop, boardish. I mean, you can keep going down. Oops, Wisconsin Woodworks. That one is actually very similar to the company that we actually get our wood from. The company we actually get our wood from is Milwaukee Woodworks instead of Wisconsin Woodworks. But anyway, you can go through, you look at all these different names. If you like them, you can use them. If you don't use them. You can also go back here and you can, like let's use 3D printing right here. You can narrow it down by clicking some of those options, and it gives you a bunch of different names. Again, you can use this if you choose to. If you don't want to, totally fine. Once you come up with 5 names, though, you're going to narrow it down to your top 3 names. Okay, pick your top 3 names, and then you're going to go around to the people in the class, and you're going to ask them which of these 3 names they think is the most appealing for your business. Okay, so right here, number 1, let's just say it's Connor's Custom Cuts, and that one got 4 votes. Number 2, I got 8 votes, and number 3 got 3 votes. Okay, number 2 obviously won, but I don't have to choose that. I can choose number 1 if I like number 1 the best. Okay, this is just for you to get an idea of what other people think of your names. So make sure you're telling me how many votes each name received, and then down here where it's highlighted, tell me which name you're going to focus your business on. All right, so you just jot that name down here. Okay, if you have time in class today, then you're going to jump into the slogan section. So you're going to create a slogan for your business. Okay, and that slogan should represent the goods and services you provide to others. So we want to make our slogan or our tagline something easy to remember. Could be short, doesn't have to be short. It could possibly rhyme. Maybe it has a special meaning to you and what you provide. But it should be something that speaks to you and your consumers. Okay, so you're going to follow the following things to narrow down your slogan or tagline. You can think of 5 different taglines off the top of your head and jot them down. Okay, if you're again struggling, I included another AI generator for you to use if you would like. This one, again, I just went on to Google and I said business slogan generator, and this is one that I found, and it did work for me. I made another video, and it didn't work, so I had to restart this one. So let's keep our fingers crossed that it works this time. So I want a slogan for Connor's Custom Cutting Board Company. All right, and let's just keep our fingers crossed that it works this time. I had to just refresh it. Well, of course, it doesn't want to. So let's try a different way. Connor's Custom Cutting Boards. Let's try that. Maybe that'll work. Well, it doesn't. All right, so let's try something different here. Custom Cutting Boards by Connor. Hopefully this one works. Oh, we're just going to refresh the page and it should work. Of course, it's just very, very difficult for me right now. All right. So how about my cutting board shop in Wisconsin? All right. There we go. That time it worked. So sometimes you just have to refresh the page. Sorry that took so long. But here you go. Here's some slogans. Crafting quality cutting boards in the heart of Wisconsin. Wisconsin's finest cutting boards, handcrafted for your kitchen. Elevate your culinary experience with Wisconsin-made cutting boards, where tradition meets craftsmanship. Cutting boards from Wisconsin. Discover the art of cutting boards, proudly made in Wisconsin. So that's one thing you could use those. Let's say you're going to have a 3D printed keychain company. Oops, I spelled key wrong there. Keychain company. All right, generate slogans. It's verifying. It's going to say air. Let's try refreshing this. Keychain company. Let's say in Wisconsin as well. There we go. So sometimes you just have to refresh it like I showed you before, and sometimes they're just a little finicky on what you type in here. So again, there's 5 more options that you guys could use if you had a keychain company. All right, so what we're going to do is you're going to jot down your 5 slogans. You're going to do the same thing as we did for our names. You're going to ask your classmates which slogan they like the best out of all 5. And obviously make sure I know which one won by putting the number of votes right here. And then lastly, you guys are going to jot down the slogan you're going to run with for your business. Okay? So that is what's in store for you this Thursday. If you don't finish all of it, you will continue this part on Friday. And then on Friday and Monday, we're also going to be jumping into our logo design. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, or let the substitute teacher know, or ask someone in class to help you if you get stuck. Thanks, and have a good one.